next conversation now. The year 2022 has definitely made it to the history books, and its impacts on the technology world will not be easily forgotten, with announcements of layoffs from major tech companies. Let's discuss the expected impact on Nigerian tech workforce. Now, join us is Enoika, founder, Business Analysis School. Join us via Zoom. Great to have you on the show.
Hello, good morning. Great to be here. Thank you.
Good morning. So I know it's been announcements of layoffs in 2022, and we've seen job cuts, already in that sector. And the big one recently, Google, cut about 12,000 jobs. How big is this?
Ladi, it's really big. I mean, we started seeing it with Meta cutting down 10,000 staff, Amazon 18,000, Microsoft 10,000. And now we have Google with 12,000, which is actually making us to see that big tech is trying to cut down on their expenses. We've also seen this in Nigeria. Quidax, a crypto exchange, cut down 25% of their workforce. We saw Kuda Bank cut down 5% of their workforce in 2022. So it's definitely affecting Nigeria, but not as much as the other continents. I must say that a lot of these workers that are affected are mostly people who are working in the tech startups in Nigeria are facing this. They join these companies looking to build solutions, build their tech experience, be part of something big, but unfortunately, they're being laid off and, of course, looking at other opportunities outside of the tech sector right now.
And obviously, this seems to be a trend that's growing, even into 2023. So as a tech, worker there, how do you make yourself layoff proof?
That's a very good question. I definitely would say that for a lot of workers, they always say they didn't see it coming. But seriously, if you are working within an organization or in an industry, you would know that, we're not profitable. Layoffs come from the company looking at their financials and saying, what can we do to cut costs? So if you work within the tech industry, you should be keeping your ears to the ground, read the financial statements, join the town halls, listen in, and know where the direction for the company is moving. If you're working on certain projects or solutions that you can tell are no longer priority to the business, then you need to change your department or start looking for work. You also want to start to improve yourself, invest in personal development, get training, modern technologies, learn about the new skills, improve yourself so that you would always be employable. Keep your options open. Start talking to other companies who are interested in your skills if you know that the company's vision is changing. Lastly, I definitely would say look into freelancing and consulting opportunities too as well. These are ways that you can grow your income, and of course, make sure you're having those savings on the side as well.
And there's a lot of chatter about artificial intelligence, AI, and most of these companies seem to be towing that route. So I'm wondering, how do you compete, with AI and artificial intelligence that's trying to take your job? How do you compete with that?
Well, I wouldn't say we would compete with AI. AI definitely is like the buzz, ChatGPT. Everyone is, buzzing about how smart and intelligent this tool is, but I don't think it would take away from our jobs. What we need to do right now as professionals is to learn how to incorporate AI into our daily activities, right? Show your company that with the use of AI, you are more productive. You can take on more work because you can incorporate AI into your company, right? So that's what we should be looking at. And that's why a lot of companies right now, like Google and Microsoft, investing into AI, they're moving away. Meta as well, they're moving away from other solutions and looking at AI. So you want to plug yourself into that within your organization as well and say, I'm interested in seeing how I can leverage AI to support the business growth. So let's, embrace it. Let's not run away from it or be scared. Let's embrace it and see how we can improve productivity and, of course, improve our profitability as well.
And obviously, Chat GPT getting all the attention now. I have tried it, try to ask it some question, and it's quite intelligent and very
It is.
interesting, with the way it,
Yeah.
answers those, questions that you don't expect it to actually be able to
Mhm.
answer. But when do you think these layoffs? Do you think they're going to end sometime this year? All these announcements of layoffs, or do we still expect it, going forward?
Well, I still see layoffs happening in 2023, right? 2020 was the boom for the tech sector, while other sectors were, struggling. The tech sector saw companies, doubling in valuation in such period of time. We saw, capital fund coming in to tech startups, and now with, the Russia-Ukraine war, the effects of the pandemic in terms of the recession, the interest rates that are being increased, like you were talking about right now with the professor, all of these things are happening and there's less funds available. And because there are less funds available and people are spending less, these companies are losing profits. And what's going to happen? They're actually going to have to reduce their costs. So we'll still see some layoffs. And that's why workers right now need to future-proof their careers against layoffs.
Future proofing sounds quite difficult, but what about employees, working remotely, here in Nigeria for some of these tech companies abroad?
So if you still have your job right now, I think that you are in a good place. What I see is that these companies are trying to cut costs, right? And because of that, they would definitely prefer to hire workers in Nigeria or anywhere else in Africa because they're saving. They're paying them in their local currencies, right? I mean, even with our company, we have staff in Nigeria. So these companies would actually focus on hiring in Africa or even in Nigeria, especially for tech roles that you can do remotely. For example, programming, coding, development, product management, data analysis. These are careers that you can do from anywhere in the world. So I definitely would say for workers who are working remotely, this is the time to show yourself and show that you can contribute so much more and that you're indispensable. Also, for freelancers and contractors, this is the time to pitch this company and tell them that, look, I can provide these services for you, from my local, my local area, from my country, without having to, even relocate. And I can provide these services for you. So I think it's a great opportunity for Africa right now. And even all of these tech companies that are laying off and trying to cut costs, I encourage them to come to Africa, come to Nigeria, and hire our tech workers because we're going to help you to save more money and, of course, still meet your business goals.
All right. Well, I do like, the remote workers because that's practically we're exporting because we're getting all of that foreign currency in and we do need more, coming in at this time. Thank you so much, Enoch, founder, Business Analysis School. It's great having your perspective.